first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stats, MVP, Rooftop, TP, and Big T.
What's happening, everybody? And we are coming at you live of Greensboro in the great state of North Carolina. And this is your man, Big T, alongside my tag team partners, the usual cast of characters. I don't know who this masked man is, but we've got a masked man tonight joining the crew. Okay, that's Bird, because he's spinning the bell. Okay, that's Bird. I see the Eagles flag behind. Okay, Birdman is joining us tonight on At Home with the Crossover. Bird, what is up?
20 years in the WWE. Congratulations, Rey Mysterio.
Oh, okay. All right, that's what the mask is about. All right. Hey, and then we got the blind man Radar Charles with the brick wall behind him. He looked like he's in an abandoned building somewhere. His name is Radar. What's going on, Radar?
Narrow is the way, Big T, when we come to play, sir. Welcome back.
There you go. Love it. And then we got the man that brings the Ag swag to the show each and every week. We're talking about none other than Aggie P is in the house. Hey, even when he's wearing a polo shirt, it's Aggie colors. That's how
three
much
colors?
the
Is that
man
necessary?
believes Aggie pride. What's going on, Aggie?
What's going on with the young guys tonight? I just don't know.
Say the mask.
But I love it. Aggie pride is nationwide, Big T.
All right, then we got our baseball expert, our resident baseball guru, and he's on a road trip. That's why his background scenery looks a little different. Hey, post your comments on YouTube if you care to. But we're talking about our man Stats. He's in Cooperstown, and he's gonna break down the Major League All-Star break and all that and everything. Stats, what's going on?
What's up, everybody? Live from Cooperstown, New York, home of the Hall of Fame.
There you go. And listen up, everybody. Together, we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. On tonight's edition of At Home with the Crossover, we talk conference realignment in college football. The Panthers have a new quarterback in the mix. Tiger and Serena's future. We're going to talk about that a little bit and much, much more. But first, we begin with the hot topics, hottest stories in sports. May not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. Nothing says summer like the Midsummer Classic, and it is in effect tonight. But last night, they got things started with the home run derby. And, hey, Stats, we're going to go ahead and hand this off to you and break it down for us. Let everybody know what happened in the home run derby, and then give us a preview of tonight's All-Star game.
All right. So I'm going to get to what happened in last night's derby, but I'm going to start off with a theme. Sometimes you're going to struggle. Everyone's struggling. But it's about the storm back that matters. There are some teams that I'm going to talk about here. Baltimore Orioles. They started at 20-29.
Uh-huh.
Now the Orioles have surged following a 10-game win streak that did end to Tampa Bay a few nights ago, but they've surged only 3.5 games out of the wild card now in the American League. You also have teams like Minnesota, who started out the gate extremely hot, did great, beat teams like Oakland to get into first place. And then when they see their division opponents like the Tribe, or the Cleveland Guardians, or they see the White Sox, they can't get through the heart of their lineup. They can't pitch to the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, and they can't hit Cal Quantrill of the Cleveland Guardians either, because his splitter is moving everywhere and darting, and he just can't hit it. And in addition to that, you've got teams like the Mariners, who are hotter than the moon, the sun, stars, every planet you can possibly imagine, and every meteor. And their fans hate when they have an all-star break, because every year the Mariners get hot before the all-star break, and then seemingly afterwards, it all falls apart, just like the New York Mets. But guess what? The New York Mets actually had something to say going into this All-Star break about falling apart. They swept the doubleheader away from the Cubs up in Wrigley Field, including a game in which Max Scherzer couldn't get past the seventh inning. It is their bullpen. They got past that, and then they are holding a 2.5 game lead over Atlanta at the All-Star break. So the Braves, they struggle a little early on. They're catching up. The Orioles, the Mariners, the Twins, they're playing well. The White Sox are trying to catch up. And you got teams like St. Louis who have been scratching and clawing all season just to score. And they were robbed of a sweep against Cincinnati this week because of a rainstorm in St. Louis. But they find themselves only half a game behind the Brewers. And it's an all-star break because Milwaukee cannot beat Francisco and Pittsburgh on a regular basis. San Francisco is actually sending Jock Peterson to the all-star game. The former Dodger, he's earned it. He blasted some home runs on the road at Milwaukee to silence some crowds and at Philadelphia this year for the Giants. One of the few bats for them that's actually got it going this year. But among some of the fans I spoke to at Cooperstown, when I revealed my Dodger fandom, I was met with a little hostility from a Giant fan from Fresno. But at the end of the night, she said, this guy's not too bad for a Dodger fan. I gave out a few pins to the kid. They liked it. Hey, the Giants and Dodgers, you got to have respect for both organizations because they've ruled the roost in baseball for the last 12 years. 6 of the last 12 World Series appearances were made by teams from California, either the Giants or the Dodgers. So, mutual respect for both fan bases among the Giants and Dodgers. And Juan Soto, he rejected a $400 million offer from the Washington Nationals and went out and won the home run derby yesterday, almost as if to say, I want to go somewhere else. Let me show you how good I really am. I'm too good to play in Washington. Soto won the home run derby with 19-18 over the aforementioned Julio Rodriguez, who has been a stud for those Seattle Mariners. He's been hitting home runs. Robbie Ray started to pitch. Logan Gilbert's always pitched. And my Mariners playoff prediction doesn't look too shabby now that we get to the All-Star break.
And Rodriguez, man, that he's rookie, hot young talent, 21 years old. All-Star game's going to be in Seattle next year, so you know he's going to be the favorite. Take that home run derby.
I forgot to add, the Dodgers have 4 representatives in this All-Star game in Hollywood. Trey Turner, Tony Gonsolin, who's been a stud for the Dodgers this year. I did not anticipate that. And got your guy over there, Clayton Kershaw. Can't forget about him. Legend. Going to the Hall of Fame. I'll see his bust next year or the year after if I come here again in Cooperstown. So you got to think about things like that with the Dodgers and the Braves and the Mets. They're all going to be fighting it out to the end, but Dodgers have players of Hall of Fame caliber, and hopefully they could actually get it done this year. In the year I went to Cooper.
Now, is this so? Is this the year that the All-Star game is more wide open than it's ever been? Because I talked to a friend of mine that loves baseball just as much as you do, and he was saying, "Hey, man, it is wide open. It can go anyway."
It is, because the simple fact is you got Pete Alonso. He's leading the NL with on RBIs. He's got 69 RBIs, and Judge's got 70. So those players probably won't get pulled to the 3rd inning. I mean, even then, you got backups. Matt Carpenter is having an outstanding season for the Yankees. He's been blasting balls everywhere. I mean, even the Yankees, you know, they beat the Red Sox. And I was talking to a few of the people that like the Red Sox here. They were from Massachusetts. You know, they thought they were going to have a good chance in the second half. And Chris Sale just got his pinky blown off by a line drive from Aaron Hicks on Sunday. They had won one of the games to try to win the series. And then on Sunday, Chris Sale got hurt. And now they're 2 games back. The Blue Jays, they fired their manager, Charlie Montoyo. So it's really anyone's game in both leagues. And there's a lot of guys in the American League that might be trying to, you know, prove that they can get a contract next year. Aaron Judge. You know, so it's going to be a real great game tonight. Look forward to it. Really do.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, Stats, we appreciate it. Thank you for the baseball update. Thank you for letting us know what happened in the the home run derby last night. And, you know, it's kind of cool to see 2 young guys, 23-year-old, 21-year-old. One guy's only been in the league 2 years. One guy's a rookie, going at it like they did at the end. And we're gonna hear a lot from them in the coming years.
I wish Dansby Swanson would have got to the final round and played Julio Rodriguez because I've been watching those guys all year. That would have been great. Honestly, Swanson Rodriguez. I've been watching them play all year. So
yeah. Well, it was an interesting home run derby, and we're gonna see if the game tonight can live up to it. One last thing before I let you go. What do you think about the new rule that if it goes to extra innings, they just pick 3 best hitters and let them go at it in a home run derby?
I
decided.
Wow. Crazy. That should never happen, and I don't think they're going to rule in favor of it happening. The players are going to say it's outrageous probably this offseason. The pitch clock is going to be happening because that's something that makes the game more interesting for people. But this doesn't make the game more interesting. It just makes it longer. I'm
gonna be honest with you. I hope it's tied after 9. I want to see it.
Some excitement. Hey, what was the winning home run number? Do anybody know?
Wasn't it 53?
Woo.
This month?
Yeah. What last night? Wasn't it 53? Wasn't it the winning number for Soto?
Yeah, he did hit 53.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He was killing
it. Yeah. Soto's he's another kind of cat. I mean, they think that there's a rumor he could go to the Orioles. I mean, just because they're on the come up. If he likes Elway, that's a possible outcome. But heck, you never know. He could be going to Texas or Colorado because the Rockies just won 3 games in a row. They're only 6 games wild card.
Oh man, can you imagine him out there in that altitude?
Just destroying.
Yeah. Well, hey, Stats, we appreciate it. Thank you for that baseball update. And hey, catch Stats every week during the baseball season, giving us his baseball update, keeping us updated on what's going on in Major League Baseball. All right, well, let's move on before we get to the first break of this show. And a few weeks ago, Serena, she lost in the first round of the Wimbledon. It's only the second time ever she's gone out in the first round of a major. Of course, you remember last year she injured her leg and had to pull out in the first round of Wimbledon. So 2 years in a row, she didn't even get past the first round last year because of pulling out, this year because she lost. And then Tiger, missed the cut at St. Andrews on Friday. He shot a 3 over 75 in the second round British Open. And because of that, he missed the cut, but he seemed very reflective, seemed very emotional, said it wasn't the end, he's going to play some more. But, this leads us to interesting question on both accounts. And I'm going to throw this out to Tunnel Crew. In terms of these two great athletes, both of them, Serena, I think, needs one more major to tie the record for most major wins. And Tiger needs, 4 to pass Jack or tie Jack? What are we looking at with these two? I mean, is this the end of an era?
Well, my view on it, I think Serena stand a better chance of pulling hers off than I hate to say this because Tiger's my guy.
Yeah.
And Tiger, because of his injury.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just he's grinding it out. He's mentally tough, but that's just a lot. That's a lot to ask for. And you going out there on one good leg to try to pull it off. Stuff. But I think Serena, she can refocus and do the proper training, Big T. I think she can pull it off.
Yeah.
Before Tiger will.
Anybody else thoughts on it? Rey Mysterio.
I think it's over for both of them. I think they need to know when to walk away.
Oh, Ray just cut him at the knees. Just hey, he can say that because he got the mask on. They don't know who to come after.
Right. He just want them to participate in a cage match with him.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, we got more to talk about on this edition of At Home with the Crossover, and you'll catch it on the other side of the break. We'll be right back.
What's
so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Make sure you catch us every week on YouTube on Tuesday nights. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends about it, because you do not want to miss, and you don't want any of your friends, family, loved ones to miss masked men with spinning belts and Eagles flags behind them, or guys looking like they're in some kind of guys looking like they're in some kind of let's just say after school program or something, you know. or guys that look blind and look like they're in an abandoned building, you know, because they can't see where they are. You know, you don't want to miss that, you know. You definitely don't want to miss it. So tune in every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. to catch At Home with the Crossover on the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. And then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes store. Whew, man.
You know what? Now that you're done,
yeah,
you know, with that whole soliloquy, I wanted to get on the social media because, you know, Small Wonder has made an appearance. She wanted to tell us that, you know, she's in, you know, Aggie's corner. She said, go Aggies. Even though we were talking about baseball, you know. I said, I don't know if the Aggies won anything baseball. I don't know. Do I care? No. But anyway, Alicia Jones, she said, what's up? Big T, she said, good job with whatever you just said. She said, and B. Smith said, good job too.
Appreciate it.
2 stats. Because he said go.
I want to hear from people like Small Wonder and Felicia Jones, or anybody else that's out there, you know, Fletch, if you out there. I want to hear your thoughts on the Masked Man making an appearance tonight. You know, I mean, I just want to hear your thoughts. All right. Hey, before we move on real quick, Radar and Stats, you guys got any thoughts on Serena and Tiger real quick? We don't spend too much time on because we want to jump ahead, but I will say this. I'll add to this. Serena's 40 years old, and she did make a comment. She said tennis is no longer the sole focus in her life. So your thoughts, because, you know, when athletes start talking like that, you know.
Well, I wish I would have heard that before I made my comment, Big T. I mean, if she mentally have checked out, it's over. I mean,
say it's over.
Yeah. If you mentally check out, it's, you know, it's time to get off the court, get off the field, retire, and enjoy your life.
Yeah.
And,
well, you know,
to
she
his
got
point, I saw this coming last year. Just the way she was playing, I didn't see that same that edge, that energy, that hunger. And I was like, oh, well, she's still coming out here. But now I think, like it's time to check out her and Tiger.
I think that I think injuries are going to basically derail both of them, because that's what's, really slowing them down now. Injuries. I mean, she lost a whole year because of a leg injury. So, All right, Stats, you got no thoughts?
I agree with everything everybody said.
Basically, Stats said that Tiger and Serena are washed up has-beens. All right, thanks a lot, Stats. Appreciate it, man. All right, let's move on. Hey, the Carolina Panthers, they made a move. We were off for the holiday, so the Carolina Panthers, while we were off, made a pretty important or significant move here. They traded for Baker Mayfield, trading with the Browns. Browns will get a 4th or a 5th round conditional pick in the 2024 draft. The GM for the Panthers, Scott Fitterer, he said it's open competition between Baker and Sam Darnold. I don't know if I believe that, but Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on this move by the Panthers?
Well, Big T, one thing we can say, the Panthers are still, let me say, how can I put this? They didn't go down as far as a quarterback, and they didn't go up as far as a quarterback. So you got two guys, in my opinion, that's kind of even.
Yeah.
And they can just fight it out. I mean, it's not like if you're a Panther fan right now, I don't think nobody jumping up and down like, yes, I can't wait for the season, because we got a star here. No.
Yeah.
No, you got two of the same guys. Talent are kind of equal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, what we need to be focused on is the offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, if the offensive line can establish a running game, hey, we can see who arm is the most accurate. We can go downfield. But if that line does not establish a running game, it's just simple football.
Yeah.
It's going to be ugly unless the defense can keep them in the games.
Well, real quick question then. Out of those two guys, if the offensive line is trash, who gives you the better chance to make some moves mobility-wise? Or make some plays? Let me say that.
Please, man, help me out here, because I think both of them will trip over their own feet running and trying to throw the ball. So,
all right. Hey, anybody else got any thoughts? What do y'all think? But hey, look at Radar Charge. What you stomped, man?
I thought Birdman was gonna say something. I for one, I don't see what the big hoopla was about. Once if you can't get no better than Cam, you ain't going up to Aggie P's point. So I'm still surprised they ain't moved McCaffrey, because you cannot run the ball, so you can't use him either.
Yeah. Well, I will say this: Baker has had the better one season. Like, you look through their careers and go season by season. Baker did have that 1 year where he led the Browns to the playoff, and that season is by far better than anything Sam Darnold's done. So, what you hope is you get that version of Baker Mayfield.
Running game, have a chance. You might have a chance.
So,
no, I don't think he has a chance. They got a running game.
You don't think they got a chance? All right, Mask Man. Your thoughts before we move on?
I looked at it from two different perspectives. If Baker Mayfield focuses on his game instead of focusing on these commercials and stuff, he'd be all right. They'll do pretty decent this year. But I also looked at it like this. If they had Cam, if he just re-signed with the Panthers, they could go with a 2-quarterback system, have him in a wildcat or something, do some little offensive plays like that, design something that the defense can't recognize. So I look at it from those two perspectives.
Well, Cam said people can't handle the aura. So, that's why he hadn't been picked up yet. He's still sitting out there. The aura is too big for any team that looks at Cam. So all right, that's a good one, Cam. The aura, the aura of Cam. Hey, real quick, we're gonna hit on this quick because it is a local vibe, local flavor, our local team. Our Carolina Cobras, man, of the National Arena League, they started off the season 5-0. They're now 8-5 following last Saturday night's 47-46 loss. And these guys trailed 39-13 in the third quarter and then scored 33 unanswered points. Took the lead 46-39 with 2 minutes left to go and couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold it. Let the Lions march on down the field, get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, beat them. And, and then made some ridiculous calls. You can kick a 40-something yard field goal to give you a chance to win the game. They going for it on fourth down and get stopped and lose by 1 point. I'll never understand it. But they did lose their starting quarterback in week 10. He was MVP candidate, the leading candidate to win MVP of the regular season. And so that's been one thing that's hurt them. But now they're staring at, they got to go on the road this Saturday, 7 o'clock, play the Jacksonville Sharks down there. And let me remind you, just 2 weeks ago, they played the Sharks at Jacksonville. They got beat 63-26, y'all. So it's not looking good. Now, they're already in the playoffs. They clinched the playoff spot, but they could still get home field advantage if they win this game. If they lose, they could fall as far as fourth in the playoff seeding. So everybody starts real quick on the Cobras before we move on.
I'm going to stick with them, Big T.
You say you're sticking with them?
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm going to ride them to the end. The home team, I think they see, how important this game is, and we're gonna go down and hey, listen at me, man. Listen at my spiel here now. They're gonna go down and they're gonna put 50-some points on them, and we're gonna come back victorious. I'm sticking with them, Big T.
Can I say something?
I know you have jumped ship, and I'm very surprised. But Big T, I'm rolling with him, man.
That's why he gave you the tickets to the game, Big T. You're supposed to stay on the boat, sir. You jump.
I jump ship right on.
Yeah, jump ship.
Yeah.
That'll be the last ticket you ever get.
We was gonna go buy a T-shirt and stuff.
Man, hey, they going back and forth too much for me. Hey, after they started 5-0, it was loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, and then all of a sudden now it's 2 losses in a row. And now they got yes. And now they got to go on the road to a place where they got smoked. What I say, 63-26 2 weeks ago? I just don't see it happening, man. Yes,
Big T, look at our NFL. Hey, look how we stick with our NFL team.
You're right.
So full for the Cobras is what we do naturally.
Not Big T. Big T. He done burned his hat and everything.
Hey, I can't understand how you got the quarterback. Hey, the MVP candidate, because y'all know how he got hurt out there holding the ball on the extra point, and that's how he got hurt. They came in and blocked the kick, blew him up. And I'm like, what is he doing? I know they got limited rosters. Everybody got to play, but I would have had anybody out there with my MVP candidate. Come on.
Well. Let him hold the ball.
The water boy, exactly. So anyway, all right. Well, let's
Cobras.
Say go Cobras.
Hey, Big T. We need to check the roster to see if there's a lot of A&T Aggies on that roster.
So that might have something to do with it.
This is why he coming to the game. There's a bunch of A&T Aggies out here.
With free tickets for everybody, right?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, the games can be seen on YouTube. So, that's how I get a chance to keep up with them and watch them. But, yeah, I was disappointed Saturday night watching that game. All right, let's move on to a huge story because it's going to carry us over into the next segment, which will take us into our question of the day. Huge story in college football. While we were off, once again, it was announced that the Pac-10 was going to be losing a couple of more teams. They're losing the USC Trojans and the UCLA Bruins, 2 of their flagship universities, football programs. They're headed to, of all places, the Big Ten. leaving the Pac-12 and headed to the Big Ten starting in 2024. And this is coming after it was announced in last year that Texas and Oklahoma would be leaving the Big 12 to join the SEC. So everybody's afraid the SEC is going to turn into this monster. And so everybody's trying to hurry up and make moves so they don't get left out of the college football playoff picture. Now, so the ACC is nervous. They're talking about raiding the Pac-12, trying to possibly get Oregon and Washington, which makes no sense. Kirk Herbstreit is on record as saying he believes there will eventually be three super conferences, three power super conferences of 20 teams, which is ridiculous. And just today at the SEC Media Days, Nick Saban said, speaking on mega conferences, this may be something we all have to deal with in the future. So, Tunnel Crew, before we go into the break, your thoughts on conference realignment in college football, because that's going to lead into our question today on the other side.
Well, Big T, the money.
Money.
I think Big T. I just, nowadays, players, teams, everybody just want to switch and do what they want, man.
Yeah.
There need to be some guidelines on that. But when we come back from the break, we'll talk more about it, man.
That's right. And everybody, hey, catch us every Tuesday night at the same time, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Look for The Crossover and tell all your friends about it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and catch us every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live. And then on Thursday night, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online, WLJFradio.com. When we come back, it'll be time for our question of the day.
So sad when the joy is here. What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Be sure to catch us every Tuesday night live on YouTube. 7 p.m. is the time. Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel is the place. Tell all your friends about it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And catch us Tuesday nights live, 7 p.m. YouTube. Then on Thursday nights, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLJF app, which is available on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. Hey, Blind Man Radar Charles.
Yes, sir.
Any comments and from the fans and listeners on social media for us?
Yes, to your earlier poll that you wanted to take with the fans of the Tunnel Crew, They said that the mask was interesting, says B. Smith, and Small Wonder. Felicia Jones commented on the fact that she thought after Serena got married, she lost her mojo. and her priority seems to be in the mother, and that's why we're seeing her at the stage she's in, and then also Felicia Jones said, "Poor Cam. Can we bring Cam back and get rid of Baker Mayfield?"
Cam's done. The aura of Cam is over.
Yeah, they said Baker Mayfield should go be quarterback coach at A&T.
Hey, somehow I think you just added that part right there.
That person said anonymous.
Yeah,
anonymous.
Yeah,
it was a good.
Reed, sure.
Anonymous. Okay, all right. That's like the picks that got sent in several weeks back. We still don't know where they came from.
They were encrypted. They were encrypted.
That's right. All right. Well, so we were talking before the break about this conference realignment thing, and I overheard someone on ESPN the other day saying, "Hey, the ACC is the strongest conference left that hasn't been rated, and they're going to have to become, predator-like. They're going to have to become predatory and go out and start taking teams from other conferences if they expect to survive." And
become determined.
Say that again.
You got to become like the Terminator. They got to terminate.
They got to terminate the other teams, and save themselves. Got to save their own neck. So that leads to the question of the day. What should the ACC do in order to ensure its survival? I mean, is it go out and raid other conferences? Is it, say we're going to put all our eggs in the basketball basket and, forget football? I mean, what is the answer for the ACC if they expect to survive this onslaught? Because, there are already talks of the SEC looking at teams like Miami, Florida State. I've even heard Georgia Tech mentioned, so the SEC is like, we're a freight train that we don't care. We're going to take anybody that wants to come. I mean, their commissioner yesterday at SEC Media Days was like, he went on record and saying, "Hey, we got teams calling us and saying, hey, what about this and that?" He said, I'm not going to say any names, but yeah, teams are gauging interest. And it made me wonder, since teams like Florida State and Miami are being mentioned, is it possibly them calling saying, "Hey, what about us?" So if stuff like that starts to happen, then the ACC could crumble. What about Clemson? I mean, Clemson might be one of those teams calling the SEC saying, "Hey, what about us?" So what should the ACC do to ensure its survival, Tony? Go ahead, Radar.
I would love to lead off because, while you were rambling, it came to me.
Hey, I wish I had a mute button so I could just mute you, man.
Yeah, anywho, while he was rambling, Agatha, it came to me. It just came to me that back in the day when, like you said, players didn't move as much, and they started going from one conference to the other conference, right?
Yep.
So now what the ACC has to do is say, "Hey, let's step outside of our comfort zone, and let's go get an Oklahoma, a Texas, somebody they already got the lineage. All they need to have is that bang factor."
You know what? One thing about what you said, though. Okay, so Oklahoma, Texas, I know you're just using them as an example. They're already moving to SEC. What ACC is looking, like I said, looking at teams like Oregon, who would be a big draw. Washington, I don't know if Washington so much, but they do got the background pedigree. And, maybe the ACC is not getting respect this should get because, they've been trying to woo Notre Dame forever. Notre Dame say it will come in every sport except
they tossed
football.
West Virginia around.
Go ahead, Stats.
A little bit.
Yeah, I've heard them mention, I mean.
But think about it. If
you get football money from that, I think if you get Notre Dame, West Virginia, it could offset some of the money you would lose in football. That's possible.
And think about this. Why go be a bottom feeder in the SEC when you can come over to the ACC and at least have a chance at the pecking order, be it football and basketball? Because even if basketball is a second thought, you still want to get that money on the backside if you taking an L on the front side, and you taking L's to Alabama and Texas A&M,
Georgia,
excuse me, right? But in at ACC, you only got Clemson, Clemson, and Clemson,
and they every other year,
right? Every other year, but you got other teams kind of breaking the mold, but they don't break through like Florida State back in the day. That's why they having rumors of leaving. So,
Aggie P, your thoughts?
Big T, I think before the break, like I was talking about then, it's just, for me, it's just too much free will. I mean, I wish some regulations or something could be put on it.
Yeah.
Let's put 11 guys on one side of the ball, 11 guys on the other side of the ball. Let's play some football. I mean, all this politics and red tape. I want the stronger conference. I mean, we losing it, man. I mean, this money thing and it's free will, it's transfer portal. I mean, we are losing, man, the fun in sports. I mean, I know this does not answer your question, what should the ACC do? But I just be glad when all the smoke clears and the whistles blow in August and let's play some ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my take on it. I mean, I'm sitting here listening to you guys pulling Texas and Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Clemson. I mean, man, let's play some ball.
Hey, teams that don't make any sense in the ACC, right? You know,
right?
I mean,
exactly.
You know,
I just don't get it, man. Hey.
So okay,
that's my take. I hope I didn't ruin the mood of the whole.
No.
Man.
Because that would keep it competitive.
I old-fashioned guy that like to see competitive sports.
Yeah.
Mass man.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Radar.
Because you remember back in wrestling when somebody would come out and be an unknown helper, and you'd be like, "What? Lex Luger ain't never wrestled with the Four Horsemen."
Yeah.
But then next thing you know, he's a Four Horseman.
Yeah.
And it ended up being great because, again, it helped counter what Dusty Rhodes had with Nikita Koloff and the Russians. You was like, oh, no, this is going to be monumental.
Yeah.
And look at Manning's brother going to the Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Texas going to a different conference and then ended up beating SEC. That's going to be a storyline.
Yeah, his nephew, Arch Manning. Going down to the Texas. All right, Mass Man. So Radar Charles threw your bone there with the wrestling comment. So go ahead and jump on in here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. From the greatest tag team of all time, one of them. But I think
that would be the Road Warriors. That would be the Road Warriors.
I'm with that. Hawking Animal. I'm with
That's
that.
Right. That's right.
Another conversation. Anyway, back to the subject matter at hand. I think we need to bring a team in. Like, what do you think about Alabama? Because I want to play my dad's team so bad. Just come to the ACC.
No,
Wake Forest and Alabama. That'd be a game to see.
Okay, but see, Alabama is sitting in the king seat. I mean, you talking about the SEC being the new monster conference, and Alabama is at they sitting on the throne of the monster conference. Why would they want to leave there? They're not going to do that.
They can make the ACC their new monster conference because we a conference, but we ain't the most talked about conference in basketball or football. Really, it's just all you hear is the Big Ten, Pac-12, SEC. So I mean, think about it. If you bring one of those teams in from a powerhouse, conference to make the weaker conference a bigger powerhouse than what it needs to be, you bring in more money, bring in more fans,
Well, hey, our producer chimed in. He said that it would be interesting to see West Virginia join the ACC because it will renew those rivalries between them and Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech, those rivalries that were lost when the Big East broke up years ago. So that's an interesting thought. Hey, I'm going to throw something out there, okay?
All right.
If you know that you're hanging on by a thread, like the ACC right now is kind of like at the end of a rope and they're gripping it and they're hanging on for all they're worth, okay? And you know that you're the kings of college basketball, right? why don't you just say, okay, we're going to go all in on the basketball side. And while the SEC is poaching schools for football, we're going to go over here and talk to Kentucky and say, hey, Wildcats, y'all going to be bottom feeders in the SEC in football, but hey, you can come over here, get the basketball pedigree, increase the basketball spotlight on the ACC, and our football is not as good, so you might be able to compete with Clemson on the football side. So what I'm saying is, why don't the ACC go all in on let's solidify ourselves as a basketball powerhouse and try to steal some schools from these other conferences that are really good in basketball? You see what I'm saying?
We should talk to Maryland. I think we should talk to
Yeah,
Maryland.
I mean, go poach teams from the Big Ten. Hey, might as well go all over the country. We're talking about doing that in football. Might as well do it in basketball. Hey, let's go see if we get
and play at a neutral site.
Yeah, hey, let's go see if we can get Gonzaga to join the ACC basketball.
I mean, all that sounds good on paper, but in actuality, and business wise, if you look from it at a business standpoint, that's money. I mean, yeah, we are like ACC is more known for basketball than it is football, like you said. However, that strategy, that's just money. You're looking at like money coming out of pocket, like for the programs and what type of sport it is.
They can afford it though.
Yeah,
they can afford to take that risk. They bought their way out of a conference, Bird, man.
Yeah,
and you had to pay heavy.
Yeah,
and you had to pay to get in the other one.
Yep.
So all they got to do is set up the games that get them the ticket sales and the publicity and the players, and it's a no-brainer. They got, and like Big T said, I didn't think that would be an option, Big T, but I'm glad you said that. Using basketball as a leverage, because you got more games, more draft picks, more notoriety from a basketball player than a football player when it comes down to fashion. Everybody knows football players can't dress.
Watch yourself.
Big T.
Watch yourself right off.
Yes, sir, Stats.
And look, the ACC came out of the old Southern Conference.
That's right.
Don't be surprised if we add a VCU, a Notre Dame, West Virginia in basketball, and just say, hey, we're going to re-up 3 schools in basketball, and just say we're going to be a basketball powerhouse.
Hey, what I would do is I'd try to get South Carolina, because then you get the women's program. You get Dawn Staley in the South Carolina basketball women's program. You know what I'm saying? I would I'd go beat down UConn's door and say, hey, let's get them in the ACC. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and the men's team, we know what the men's team's done in the past, but we get the women's team. Hey, there's other ways to look at this thing. Because if you're going to lose teams anyway, because, I mean, we don't know if the ACC is going to be able to hold on to Miami and Florida State, Clemson, teams like that.
Hey, and real talk, bring in the HBCU, local HBCU to get some of that love, like A&T. So they're playing these high-ranked teams. Now they're getting that notoriety. Now they're getting some of the players. And now you're sharing the love. And now you can't help but get more notoriety from the other ones, because they ain't going to share it unless they're going to be willing to bring in Jackson State to one up our A&T for ACC.
Yeah.
Aggie P, come to the ACC, please. Y'all come. We
lead the Big South. Let's go.
Hey, I'm serious. There's never been a time where it's possible that you could see somebody knock on an A&T's door and say, now that these conferences are starting to crumble and fall apart, I could see that,
Right.
Interesting point, guys. I mean, I never thought to look at it from that angle, Big T.
Yeah.
Focus on basketball and then bring your football along, especially like Kentucky.
Yeah.
Teams like that. South Carolina, that would be a great one.
And Carolina already gave A&T the nod to play in the next year or so.
Yeah, they're going to be playing A&T either at the Greensboro Coliseum, and more likely the Coliseum, but a lot of people are saying there's still a very slim possibility it could be on A&T's campus. And I'm telling you, if that happens, oh my God, I know Aggie P will have front row seats. He'll be courtside.
Why not play a double header? Play one at A&T and play one at the Coliseum.
Yeah, hey.
That's possible.
You never know. All right. Well, everybody, we hope you've enjoyed all the talk for the question of the day. You can catch that and more every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell everybody you know about it. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app. It's on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the wrap-up.
What's so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the Tunnel Crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover, and it's time for our wrap-up. But first, real quick, want to throw this out there. UNC had the #1 recruit in the 2023 recruiting class, G.G. Jackson, but he has reclassified and left, decommitted from Carolina. He is re-signing with South Carolina, which was a team he was originally with before he decommitted there and signed with the Tar Heels. And this has a lot to do with him reclassifying Carolina to jump ship and go somewhere else, because the faster you can play, the faster you can get your NIL money, and then the faster you can jump to the NBA. So that's the reason I believe Carolina was a casualty and lost Mr. Jackson. All right, let's jump on in here to the picks. Results from, actually, it's our show 2 weeks ago, and Bromell continues to be on fire. He is just blowing everybody away. Dude went 4-0 again. He's in first place, been in first place for weeks now. I went 3-1. Stats went 3-1, so we finished second. Aggie P and Radar went 2-2, so they finished third, and then Birdman and the Queen finished 1-3, and so they finished in fourth place. So the overall standings look like this. Bromell is on top with 105 wins, kind of running away with it. Radar is next with 96 wins. Aggie P has 95 wins, and I have 93 wins. If the playoffs started today, that would be your 4, because the top 4 make it into our playoffs, our first ever Tunnel Crew playoff at the end of this year, and that would be your playoffs. But the Queen might have something to say about that. She's got 91 wins. She's only 2 games behind me for fourth place and that final playoff spot. Birdman has 80 wins. He's 13 games back, and Stats has 79 wins. He is 14 games back. All right, so the games for this week are this. Tonight's Major League All-Star game. You had to pick the National League or the American League. We got a WNBA game kicking off at 12 noon tomorrow, which is a weird time. The Seattle Storm at 16-8 at the Chicago Sky, who are 19-6. Then we got a Major League Baseball series kicking off the second half of the season this Friday through Sunday. It's the Padres at the Mets, and you have to pick your team, the team you think will win, either 3-0 or 2-1. And then arena football, like we talked about earlier, the Cobras in a must-win. They got to go on the road and beat the Sharks on Saturday night to keep home field advantage. All right, so we'll go ahead and start off with the man that's in front. He's got 11 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. He took the American League tonight, Chicago Sky, and the WNBA, and the Mets to win the series 2-1. Next up is myself. I took American League tonight, Chicago Sky, and the Sharks to beat our beloved Cobras 63-43. I think they're going to blow them out.
Wow.
No.
I bet you won't buy him no more tickets.
And I have
that
seven,
was my guy.
I have 7 weekly wins. All right, next, Aggie P.
American League, Chicago Sky, and the Cobras.
50-45, huh? Okay, all right, there we go. And he has 6 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. Next, we got Radar. Go ahead, Radar.
American League, Seattle Storm, Mets 2-1.
And he has 5 weekly wins. Next up, we got the Queen, and I'll read her. She took Chicago Sky in the WNBA, took the Padres to win the series 2-1, and she likes the Cobras 45-35 over the Jacksonville Sharks on Saturday. She has 6 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. It's time for Birdman.
I got the American League, Chicago Sky, and the Mets 2-1.
All right, and he has 6 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. That leaves Stats.
And I've got the New York Metropolitans winning that 2-1. The Chicago Sky. And American League of Baseball tonight.
All right, and he has 2 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. All right, it's time for our shout outs or shut up and play candidates. We'll start with the Masked Man. Go ahead, Masked Man.
And shout out to Radar, because I know he probably sneaked a little picture. You could use this picture for the picks.
Hey, yo, you know you're going to see it. You know you're going to see it. Radar Charles.
Shout out to Aggie P for getting Big T them tickets.
My God.
Big T, he looked like Kevin Durant when Kyrie wouldn't get the vaccine. Look, come on, man. I thought we got to win, dog. What you doing, man?
All right, Aggie P, your turn.
My shout out to Sandra Morgan, man, president of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
Stats, yours.
My shout out is to Xavier Isaac from East Forsyth High School. He was drafted in the first round by the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Rays now hold the first wild card after spoiling Toronto's post-Canada Day celebration.
All right. Hey, my shout out goes to a friend of mine, my man Chris, who gave me this Rocket City Trash Pandas AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels. He gave me this hat, so I appreciate my man Chris. The Trash Pandas.
They're the there's really trash in that name. They're the
All right, hey, for Birdman.
Whosoever believe in him.
For Radar, Charles.
Don't jump off the bandwagon, Aggie P.
For Aggie P.
No weapon.
For Stats.
New York.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator's there. Until next time, see you, and we might want to be you.
That man done jumped off the bandwagon.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't play unless we have something to say.
I got